I can pick it up too, that's fine. So you can see what I'm doing. There's a bunch of stray hairs in this for some reason. So I'm going to pull those out before things get, yeah, look at it. Too crazy. 4 stray hairs there. Alright. I pull a little bit out and then I'm tapping it both sides. Just so we don't end with little streaks in the sky. End up with those. Because that's pretty easy to have happen. Have another bristle in there. Alright, we're going to make it look like it's not going to be the whole thing. Do a little bit on the left, a little bit on the right. Grab that straight here. There's another one. This is a new brush, so I don't know what's going on. I'll leave a little white spot here right in the middle there. And the rest of this I'll just fill in. There's another one. Okay. I'll go down to about 3/4 of the canvas here. Just go and get all those streaks out. This. Okay. Now I'm going to grab basically the same brush. I'm going to grab some Prussian blue I will use to kind of box in the painting. So I'm going to put that up in the corners. So a little bit of dark blue up here. This is going to be a cold painting. Hopefully it's not cold where you are. Here it's around, I think it's around 32 Fahrenheit. Which is actually pretty warm for this time of year. It's usually pretty cold here. Yeah, that seems good. Just a little darkening around the edges. Okay. So now I'm going to clean off the brush just a little bit with the paper towel. Blend. We'll get as much of this paint off as we can. Otherwise it's going to smear around everything. Alright. Another hair. We're shedding like crazy. Must be winter. Very gentle, very subtle. Now we're going to take some blue, pale blue. Just tap that on the paintbrush. Same 2-inch brush, nothing crazy. Same brush. We're going to throw in some water here. We want it to be a little bit straighter than that. A little sheen there. Alright, wipe this off. Good old pull all the way. There. Okay. So, now that we've done this, we will take some. Actually, I'm going to grab another brush here. So we're going to make into the clouds. I've got a few of these brushes here, so I'm going to use one that I use for light colors. I'm going to take titanium white, and we're going to make some little puffy clouds here. I'll pull this out all over. Ooh, this one's got strays too. I wonder if it's just because these brushes have been sitting here for so long. That's what usually happens. Could be. Who knows? So I kind of loaded up the corner of the brush here. We're just going to tap it in a little fluffy cloud. Okay, grab some more. white paint here. It was very thick. Titanium white. I haven't had a titanium white this thick probably ever. Okay. In this painting, the clouds kind of just sit in the middle. They don't really fly around too much, so they're just kind of sitting there. Now we'll blend this out on the bottom here. Get the blue. Blend it up into the tops. And around the bottom. Just fluff it. Give it a little fluff. A tiny fluff. There we go. And now we'll just blend it back. He's floating off in the background. Pull out all these bristles that fell off or something. Wipe this out just a little bit more. Then we're going to grab that other brush that we used for the blue. It's over here in my chocolate container. I have an old lint chocolate container that I use. Take my brushes, it works pretty good. Okay, I'm going to wipe this off just a little bit, although it doesn't matter so much. Okay. I'm going to grab a little tiny bit of crimson. This is just crimson, whatever blue I had on there. We're going to put this right in the middle. So this is going to be a little bit of a dark spot there in the middle. And it just blends out to the sides of this. Cloud. Something just like that. And I'll blend it around in here. This on the bottom. That's give it a little fluff too. Anywhere that we don't like how dark it is. Just kind of blend it away. There we go. Alright, so we did that on one layer. We'll add in another layer. That sounds good. Same thing, same brush. This is going to aim right below the crimson, so it's touching it just a little bit. White. Just tap it on the bottom and blend it too. It's going to be kind of the same thing. So, blend out the bottom, pull off another stray hair. Lots of those on this painting. I found one thing I noticed when I was at class is that I will always like hit the 30-minute, well not exactly on, but I'll almost always hit the 30-minute mark when I'm painting. Like when it's 30 minutes, I'm usually done, which is not a good thing because I'm not on like an actual TV show, so I don't have to hit like 27 minutes, you know, I'm not like Bob. I don't have to do that. Alright. So I use these two brushes. I'm going to put these over in this container here. Okay. Now I need my palette knife. Alright. So for this, we just need some dark color. So this is going to be black here. of that color. Some phthalo blue, not Prussian blue. Some crimson. This is just a mountain color. I have mountain mix, but I don't want to use it. I'm just going to stick to the same things that I've been doing every time I do this painting. That looks pretty good. A little roll paint here. All right, let's put a big peak over here. Biggest peak right here. All right, that comes down. Scrape off a little bit there. I'll put that down there. Maybe we want to use it for later. All right, we'll come back up here. We'll get another little peak. And it comes down, just like that. Big scoop to the left. All right, now we're going to put little baby peaks here. So there's one here. Maybe we'll do 3. 2. There's one bigger one up here. I don't want them to look like teepees though, so I'll make them a lot bigger. Alright, that's good. I got this nice color here. I'll use this earlier. It's a little bit lighter than that. Okay. And then I'm going to take, I'll use that dark brush that I used before. I'm going to go up here. What I'm going to do is pull it down. And I'll pull it from that way. This is our big peak. I'll grab this side, pull it this way. Pull this on that way. Drag it back. Blend it out. This one on this edge. Alright, I'll do the same here. Alright, I'm going to grab this peak. Pull it down in front. Like that. Maybe this comes and blends into this mountain range over here. This part I just want to fuzz. So I'm going to blend it like that. I'm going to pull this back down. Same with these. I want these to be far away, so we're just going to pull this straight down. And then this side, swoop it all the way to the left. Alright, and at the bottom, I'm just going to blend it out as much as I can. It's not going to be 100%, but a little bit close. Okay. All right. Just wiping the brush out with paper towels. Okay. So now we're going to highlight this. Put this brush up here so it doesn't get anything dirty. We're going to use, I'll try and get this white out of here. It has these weird hairs in it. Okay. Get those out of here. Plain white. Probably use this other pile. This big pile here, so we'll use that. Put on a little tiny roll of paint. Not tiny roll, but kind of tiny. We'll start highlighting these. So I'll pull this one. Oh, this is nice paint. Oh, that breaks away. This titanium white I got, and whatever batch this was, it's like the tippy top tier of Bob Ross paints that I've gotten. It just breaks. It's so good. Look at that. There's like no effort here. It's just, oh, look at that. But it's all the paint. This isn't paint and practice. We'll say that. Okay. All right. We'll pull this little mountain back here. Pain practice is all it takes to do this, nothing else. Much easier when you have the right paints though. You got the wrong paint, it's very hard. By wrong paint, I just mean any paint that's not thick enough. Because you can have the Bob Ross tubes, and they, one time, 5 years ago I got them, they were awful, but now they're pretty good. They got a new distributor, so. And Nick Hankins is really good at telling them what to do. He tests stuff out and tells them if it's bad. All right, this is phthalo blue and some white here. This is our shadow color. So I'm gonna do these mountains first, and then we'll come over and we'll do some fun stuff. All right, so we'll pull this down. Like so. Nope. Just touch my finger. It's a little tight in the corner. But that's okay. Get some paint on you every once in a while. I'm going to do this other side here. I'm going to go over this a few times because I want this to kind of fade back. You can do that just by dragging the knife over it more than once. Alright, now for these far away ones, I have the tiniest little roll of paint here. And I'm going to push pretty firm. I'm going to go over this a few times. So, not super firm, but just enough so it looks like these are far, far away. This one look like they're far away. All right, let's see. Let's pull this forward a little bit here. So we got this peak here. Let's pull it around and bring it down, just like that. Okay, so now we kind of pulled these mountains together a little bit here, but we got to separate them. So we're going to need a little bit of a shadow here. So that's just a little bit more of this dark blue color. So phthalo blue and a little bit of the mountain color. And then we're going to pull this down here. This should be slightly darker than this blue. See how it just kind of pushes this all back. That's what we're going to do there. Okay. Try and pack the trash can here. It's getting kind of full. Okay. One thing I also learned at course is a lot of people will pull off paper towels and stack them up. So you don't need to take the paper towel holder and just rip them off, because that wastes a lot of time. Just a random tip for you. Okay. Alright, so we've done this. Let's see. I think we want to add in one more little mountain range here. So, well, before we do that, I should say, we don't want to go straight. I almost forgot to do something very important. And that is to blend out the base of this mountain, otherwise it's not going to look as far away as I need it to before we add in some new layers of mountains. Just like that. Make sure you aim towards the mountain peaks. Like if I took this one and I aimed that way, it would just look a little weird. So, there we go. That's nice. Then we'll grab a palette knife again. Same color that I just took off. We'll add in some peaks here up in front. So We'll get one here. And I'll do another one on this side. Same mountain color I've been using. It's one more over here, kind of box it in. This one I might actually take up even further, just so it looks like it's pushing this mountain behind it even further to the back. About all the excess. Kind of angle it on this side. That looks good. This one I kind of wanted to go that way. Okay. Just like that. Now I'll grab the 2-inch brush again. Jiggle and pull. Nothing crazy. I think I've done this painting 6 or 7 times at this point. Every time I get a little bit better. My first one I don't have anymore. Maybe I can edit it in later. It's at home. It's not gone, but I don't have it here. Alright, let's just pull this down like that. This one will pull. Ooh, that one got a nice little highlight on it because it pulled some of that background color. I like that. Then I'm just going to blend it out over here. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Nothing crazy. Same thing we did before. Just on a smaller scale. Alright. Grab the palette now. A little bit of this white. Let's just add in some highlights here on these little mountains. Little tiny mountains. Less details than the other one, I think. Here we go. I can highlight these, but I don't know if I want to. Maybe I will. Why not? Shoot. There we go. This one I kind of like, but maybe just a little highlight there. And with this one. Side looks a little weird. There we go. Something like that. Same thing. Exact same thing. Just pull up a little bit on there. Sides and this bottom part where it's kind of the white got dragged out. You just grab it. Pull it away. Easy. I tell you, stuff isn't that. It's all practice. You can. You got this. That's a little pep talk for myself too. Alright, so we got these. I think the next step was to do some fan brush trees. But not quite with that color. We're going to need this dark color, I think. I'll add just a little bit of white. A little bit. This should be a little bit lighter than what we had for the mountains. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this in half. I'm going to drop that here, take this whole pile of white, and then we're going to get like a really light, dark, a lightened mountain color here. And maybe this I'll add just a tiny bit of blue. That looks nice. Normally I'd add some sap green, or not sap green, phthalo green to this, but this painting is a very limited palette, so we don't really use that for this. All right, just wiping off my palette knife there. We'll grab, oh, that's a dark color. Oh well, don't matter. It gets blown away. We'll add these back here. Yeah, see how it sticks out just a little bit from the background. And then up here it's really going to stick out because it's lighter than that mountain color. almost like a mist. But these are trees. I can assure you, these are trees. Those tiny trees. Making the background. And then maybe it comes back down here. And the side of it does not matter. Because this is going to get all covered up. Alright. Let's take that brush that we used. We'll do two things. So first one, let's kind of smash this one at the bottom. Because I don't want too much paint there. And then we're going to pull it down. We're going to make sure it comes this way. There's those bristles again. This brush is having some problems. It's okay for the brush to have problems just like people. Distance there, give it a little pull to the left. Nice little reflection there. Alright. Grab some liquid white here. Just a little bit on the edge of the brush. And we'll scrape it in. Just trying to make sure it's a little flat. It doesn't have to be super flat, but mostly flat is fine. Just like that. It's okay to go over it too. Sometimes that makes it look better. Alright. Grab. So we've done this side. This side's pretty good. We're going to need to add some of this dark color here. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to add a little bit more dark color. So this is a little bit more black than this. Just a little bit darker. I might use this for my tree highlights, actually. But I just need just a little bit more black to the black side. I'm going to take a little bit of that color. I'm going to mix it. So I need something in between this, and this. It's just a little bit darker. Maybe this color here from the mountains. That might be good. Oh, that seems good. Now I will wipe out. I could wipe it out. Oh, you don't have to wipe it out. I got enough fan brushes here. Do whatever. So for this, we're gonna have this big mountain here. It just kind of comes down like this. Goes straight down, cuts in front of that other thing. Just like that. Here in the middle, just kind of falls off. Just like that. And if I remember correctly, this isn't filled in solid. There's some gaps here, so leave the white space. You want those white spaces. They call them negative spaces, I guess. I fix this screw that's bugging me. Maybe I can put some tape on it. I got some tape, but I'll do that later. We'll take this and we're going to pull upwards. So now it looks like there's little trees all over back there. And down here, we're doing that same thing. We'll grab it and pull down and pull across. Just like that. We're not going to worry about the water line for this side. This water line is pretty good. Or pretty well covered. I believe we have trees over top of this. And this is what I'm going to use that really dark color for. So I'm going to grab even more black. Just throw it straight in there. These are our dark trees. Maybe get some crimson in there. Just dark colors. Big there, but that's fine. It's okay to not have perfect trees. You know, sometimes, especially in my class, I see this a lot. People get real upset when things don't work out perfectly. But that's kind of what I don't know. It's kind of just what we're doing here. It's not trying to be perfect. Just trying to paint. And you can always adjust. Whatever you got, you can always fix it. There's very little that you can do to completely ruin this. I mean, I don't know that I've ever even redone a canvas in my life. I just keep rolling with the punches, as they say. But if you want to save some money, you can drench your canvas in paint thinner and start over. Suck the paint off. And call it a day. You're not required to keep the painting. Which I know some people might feel they are, but you are not. Alright. Alright, I'm just going down to the bottoms here. This is all going to be trees. This looks like there's some there in the background. Gotta get my friend. I'm just going to pull in some more blue here. Prussian blue into the black. Prussian blue and midnight black makes a really nice dark color if you're ever hankering for a dark blue. This is one. Quite a one. Kind of joined together. I'll do one more over here. Might be a little bit shorter. And a lot of that background didn't show up, but that's fine. I think our friend over here needs a little bit of a tiny friend, little tiny friend. Which one right there? That's lots of trees. Might have overdone it with the trees, but that's okay. Now, grab palette knife again. Might grab a little bit of this white. Just gonna marble that a little bit. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of bark here on some of these. I don't even know if you could see that. It's a little too dark. Grab more of the white. Maybe this will stand out a little bit more. We try it on this one. A little bit. Not much though. Try again. That's better. I can see that. I don't have to do it on all of them, but maybe we'll give this one a touch up. Big tree. Just kind of tapping somewhat in the middle. Just like that. This palette knife off. Here, which I didn't do on this one. This one are pretty straight though, so that's okay. Yeah, these ones are good. So I'm gonna use a little hand there. Alright. Now for this I need some liquid white on the fan brush. I'm gonna add phthalo blue to that. Phthalo blue, liquid white, and whatever was in the dirty brush. A bit This needs to stick real good. All right, that's nice and thin. That's what we want. Just like that. All right. Right on the fan brush. We'll start with the big tree, and we'll just go down to the left. All right, grab some more. Put it on this guy. Just like that. Just keep going down these trees. It's pretty much the same pattern too. You do it down, tap the middle, down, tap the middle, down, tap the middle. This fan brush is a little messed up too. Makes it a little more tricky. But that doesn't mean it's broken or completely worthless. There we go. Some of these I'll kind of fuzz out towards the bottom if I don't like them that much. Like this. If they're a little too much, you know. Okay. So there's our trees. Little trees in the background. We will grab. I'm gonna put these dirty brushes in one spot so I don't forget about them. Brush we got to use here. So I'm going to take phthalo blue and some white. This is going to be kind of dark. Kind of dark, but not, I don't know how to explain it. It's lighter than, it looks like best, kind of like this background thing here. So we're going to tap this in. And it's not going to be, how do you say it, like a super bright blue. I want some of this background to mix in too. We'll do the same over here. And that'll kind of fuzzes off. But over here we're going to pick up a lot of this dark color. This is going to look more like mist. I'm going to pull this down and how I want the land to shape, just so I have it in my mind before I go and do it. There. So that's how the land's going to look when I'm done. I'm going to take this brush and we'll rub out as much as we can. This dark color. I could use a new brush. I don't really want to. So, I'm just going to dunk that straight into liquid white. I'm going to pull it on the titanium white. It's going to be a really bright color. Alright, something like that. And then we're going to start tapping in some crystally little bushes here. Oh yeah, just like that. There you go. I might need to pick up some more, that's fine. Probably need to get some more titanium white too, because I'm a little bit low on that, but that's fine. just pushing in some highlights on these. Sometimes it's a little too much highlight. That's fine. I think that's good enough. Now for the very last part, all we gotta do is grab some more titanium white and then come back. Alright, very easy, very easy. So, it's always fine to grab more paint. Never feel bad if you have to grab more. It's worse to put out too much and then have to scrape it off. Which I might have just done. Hopefully not. Okay. Grab this white on the palette knife and we're just going to lay this in. Right on that white that we put up there. Same thing here. It's okay here to kind of go back and forth too. Something like this. So that makes it look like it's kind of coming together a little bit. The motion of your palette knife makes the shape of your land. Alright, just a little bit more here. We'll start over here too. Alright. Just make sure it comes down all the way to the bottom so it doesn't look like the painting's falling apart. There we go. And then more towards the bottom. I'm gonna go in here. Take this brush. And we're just gonna throw in a little bit more of these little bushes. Try and tie this back together here. Just make it look like it's not anywhere there's a sharp edge. I just want to go back in. Fuzz it up a little bit so it doesn't look like the land's cut in half. There we go. All right. And with that, I think we got a well-finished painting. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for the support. Hope you enjoyed. I'll give it a little signature here. I'll just use my white and liquid white mixture. A little bit more liquid white. Not enough. I wish I had my liquid clear, but I don't have that here. I'll put it over here. Also support. I really liked seeing all the comments folks are leaving. Always appreciate that. And of course, all the members. I mean, I know I appreciate you guys so much. That's probably the only reason I can get the canvases sometimes. But it really means a lot, and I really appreciate it. And I hope you know that. And if you have any ideas or stuff you want me to paint, as always, just let me know.